guys, it is Kirsten here with Twin Talks Ballet, and today I have a special guest on my channel, Jana from Ballerinas by Night.
Hi.
And I'm very excited. This is my first collaboration. Jana reached out to me. I'm very thankful for that. Thank you, Jana.
Thank you.
And I love her channel. It's really informative, and I especially love how, Jana, you can communicate with the older ballet audience, but it's also for everyone. Like, you have some great ballet workout, I love the bar videos, where you can just get some good ideas as to like a bar you can do in your living room.
Yeah.
Or to warm up for a show if you don't have a set warm-up class or something like that. And just some fun like vlogs and stuff. So check out Ballerinas by Night. I'll put the link in the description down below. But today we'll get on with the video. We're going to talk about each of our three aha moments that we've had throughout our time in pink tights, or whatever tights you like to wear. For me, it's been pink because I usually had a uniform up until now, so I had the pink tights.
You had the pink tights. It is a pretty look.
Yeah.
I wish I could pull it off.
I'm so used to it. Yeah, I'm so used to the pink tights to where I don't even like to wear black tights, but most people, it's like black tights all the way if you can.
I love like the pink tight over the leotard
I do that all the time.
I love that look, but I cannot pull that off. It
feels really weird at first.
But it looks really good on tiny people.
Yeah, so first aha moment.
First aha.
Tights over.
Tangent already.
Yeah. So that was our shared aha.
Yeah.
Now we're going to start with each of our three. So would you like to go first as my guest of honor?
Sure. Except that now I can't remember what
That's okay, I have it on my phone too.
Look it up. Okay. Okay, first of all, do you say fouette? Or how do you say it?
Fouette.
How do you say it?
Fouette.
Fouette.
Just,
cause like,
do you say it like fouette?
That's how, like, when I was growing up, oh my god, I sound like a total hick just now. But it was like fouette. And I always just think that sounds horrible.
No.
But then I haven't been able to really grasp the correct pronunciation.
I guess I focus on the fouette, like that.
Fouette?
Fouette, yeah.
Fouette, okay. Alright, so.
I mean, I don't speak French.
Like, I took French class, but I don't think we ever said the word fouette.
Yeah, I mean it's whipped, or like to whip or something like that, so I don't feel like it would come up in French language class.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Well, where I was going with that is that I recently learned Italian fouettes.
Yeah.
And it was like this year, like a few months ago. I'd never done one before. And I like struggled with I guess I kept trying to anticipate like the whipping, the turning portion, and I just could not get this at all.
Yeah, the coordination is crazy.
Yes, and so everyone was like helping me, which then of course I was like, people stop looking at me. But yeah, I think it was my friend Krista maybe that finally said, make sure you like hit the écarté and hold it like before you go around. And like as soon as she did that, I was like, here and here, like it just like it totally worked. It was like I love like the simple. I feel like most aha moments are like that. Like it's really simple things. I'm like, oh, we'll just like hold that, because I think I was trying to like get there, but like keep turning at the same time.
Yes, and then your body parts are all functioning individually instead of like locking it in place, moving, locking it in place.
Yeah,
I think that would help. Yeah.
So
cool.
I
love the simplicity
with the everythingness of that turn. Yeah, hold the écarté before going. Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. So mine is kind of similar in the sense that like I was focusing on like making pictures when I had my aha moment, because when I was like 13 or 14, I was pretty young, and I was just kind of I was growing, and I was trying to just connect my movements more and do more than just making a pose. So I knew my transitional movements were really like not good at all. I mean, I was young. But I had a teacher say, think of every transitional moment as an opportunity for a picture. And that was interesting, because most teachers, even now, like to older classes, they'll say like, make a picture in an arabesque or something. Like, think of the picture once you get to this position. But when I started thinking of like, oh, well, what if I had someone taking a million pictures as I got into that arabesque? I would actually maybe go through a coupe, développé my leg, and then step up onto it. And it just made me think of everything as like your body has a place to be in at all times. It's not like nebulous and then you get somewhere.
Like maybe think about it as like one slow-mo like video clip instead of like
and now
the shot.
We have that on our iPhone.
Yeah.
So you can
nitpick the crap out of your technique.
I mean, don't go too crazy. You don't want to feel bad about yourself. Yeah. But that's a cool
It can be helpful.
Yeah, we didn't have that when I was like 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was our first one.
Yeah,
what's your second?
That's pretty good. That's really good. Oh, okay. So this is something like just this past week that happened, and I was like, oh my god, like that's so duh. Okay, so we were doing like a arabesque promenade releves. Is that what?
Oh, like arabesque turns when you just.
Yeah, but not like not the full like where you're gonna.
Oh, is it when you do like quarter turns?
Yes.
Kind of, yes.
Yeah, so not like the full turn in arabesque, but like, yeah, quarter turn. So I was just like struggling to make it all the way around. I don't know if it was like my shoulders, like I felt like I didn't have any like direction of what I was doing, and I kept getting stuck, like I couldn't keep going.
Yeah.
And then my teacher was like, okay, think about reaching for each of the walls. Which, like, this is not a new concept, but, like, I just didn't,
reaching to
in that position, I hadn't ever, like, thought of that. So then we did it again, and I thought about each wall, and it was like, boom, it was easy.
No problem.
I just, like, knocked that out.
That's
What's
awesome.
next? Yeah.
That is cool.
So, yeah, that's why you could do it to, like, the wall or the corner, like, whichever works.
That's really cool saying, like, make a movement towards it, reach towards it, because when you think of just facing, in your brain it's very stagnant, like I'm just going to line up with these directions, and it can stop your momentum, especially if you're too stiff with it.
Yeah.
So I can see
Yeah, because I think I was too much in my head about like getting up to the releve instead of just like, like the goal of like where are you headed?
Yeah,
and then I think it naturally happens when it's all all mental.
Makes sense. Yeah, it's funny how one little word that you don't even recognize like calls you into a different sort of action.
Yes.
Just makes your body say, yeah!
It's so good.
That's what it is! Yeah, my body doesn't talk like that, but it'd be cool if it did. Yes! Oh, okay. So this was probably my biggest aha moment, like, ever. Because I think I mentioned it in the last video we filmed that I just don't have a lot of natural turnout. And going to all these ballet summer programs like San Francisco Ballet and Houston Ballet, I would come across all of these prodigies who just had it so naturally. And I thought, oh my gosh, if I'm going to be a professional, I need like 180 degrees of turnout and all that. I need to be perfect, and I just thought of placing my bones in these positions.
Oh, yeah.
And I was ruining my knees, like now I have bunions, like it's not good. And I wasn't trying to use my muscles properly to attain more turnout in every position. Although I would always have teachers telling me like, oh, your turnout comes from your hips. I'm like, yes, I grasped this concept, but they weren't telling me how to use the glute muscles to activate the rotation in your hips, because actually the muscles in the hip socket, for the most part, they are not doing a majority of the rotation. So my first year at Houston Ballet, I had a teacher who really just broke down the whole turnout thing for me, and it was revolutionary. She described that the turnout really comes from the glute muscles and not on the sides. It's like the back, there are 6 deep rotator muscles under your gluteus maximus. And well, she didn't break it down that way, but after I've had kinesiology, like I understand this. It makes sense even more. I had more aha moments in kinesiology. I should make videos about that.
Yeah.
So anyway, once I started squeezing my bum, not like clenching it, but just feeling the turnout from there.
The butt kebab, have you heard of that? Like,
no.
Think about it like the butt, like your, so you're not gripping it, but it's like a...
Okay. Well, she would say like make dimples, like make it smile.
Yeah, kind of like that,
yeah, whatever works, right? And then at the same time, she was really fixated on the idea that your pelvis, like the front of it, you have 3 points. So your 2 ASIS, like your 2 hip bones right there, and then the pubis symphysis, which is like your crotch bone.
Yeah.
They have to make like a flat surface. So in order to have like a neutral pelvis, and then once your bones are in that position, your muscles can really activate properly, and it helps with your balance, your stability, like everything. And once I understood that pulling up my lower abs, not like sucking in my stomach, but just activating the lower abs would pull up the front of my pelvis, using my glutes would rotate my femur bones. It helps so much. And then it really helped with the pelvic placement, which is everything.
Yes. That's like so amazing that you mentioned that, because I feel like that's been like what I've been trying to find again for like the past year, because I ended up like getting like tendonitis in one of my hip flexors. And so like all I could do was I just stopped engaging like my stomach muscles altogether, because I couldn't figure out like what to engage without gripping that tendon. And then like so then I ended up like getting all this like stomach weight, and then I was just like depressed about like everything. But yeah, so I feel like I've been trying to figure out like how to fix all of that again. And like that's a really great visualization. And like there was I had like a turnout muscle aha moment. I think it was something I read online or something, and it was like, I don't know, but I finally like it clicked with me, and I've been like working on it this year, and oh my god, it's like so fun.
Right? I think everyone needs to have an aha moment with turnout in their life, because even if your bones can, or your joints naturally want to go in that position, everyone needs to understand how to hold it there.
Yes.
Because you don't just walk around with perfect pelvic placement and perfect rotation. Like even people who can do that in ballet class, your body didn't just, come into existence like doing that. I always joke, like, there were some people who came out of the womb in a grand jeté.
Yeah.
I was not one of those people, so the aha moment was especially necessary. But that's not about that.
That was a really good one.
Thanks.
I'm gonna check a light quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number trace.
My last one is something that Abby, my co-host on my channel, she had messaged me about this shoulder placement thing that she had heard. I don't know where she heard it from, somewhere. I don't know. Who cares? But it was amazing. Because she was like, about like your posture and like engaging your back or engaging everything to use your arms properly without.
Oh, that's huge.
Words are hard to describe this, but she was saying like, imagine that you have like pockets on your shoulder blades, and you're just gonna like put your shoulder blades in the pockets.
Whoa.
And I was just cool. Like, so I was like, I just was like sitting at my computer like reading this, and I was like, oh, well, like there it is. Like that's a really great visualization.
I feel that.
You're like putting them in the pockets on you.
Yeah, it makes you engage your lats a lot better.
Yeah.
People kind of forget about that. The lats, and then also not like, I've always wanted to open my shoulders a lot more, and so then I put my arms behind me, but then I realized that elevates my shoulders, so it's just really making it all go to heck.
Am I doing it right?
Yeah, definitely not. Oh, so that's cool. Just
like really
settle there. And then it's not like...
Yeah, so you're not like pulling it back here. But yeah, I just thought that was like... I don't know where she heard that, but
I'm going to take that.
It's really good.
Aha moment. So my last aha moment came when I was in college. I think my last year. So this past year, I really came to understand just how to approach my classwork differently so that I can just have these breakthroughs, because I knew that for years I'd been thinking I'm never one of those dancers that does like all the pirouettes, or I just don't really have a lot of tricks in my back pocket. I am more of like one of the people who's more artistic, and that's kind of my thing. And I like having clean technique and just building off of that. But I thought, okay, for years I think I've been robbing myself of that mindset, like I can't do all these things, so I'm just gonna go for what I do well and try and do it like perfectly. And that was really defeating me. And I felt like I was losing this idea of playfulness in the ballet class, because I remember when I was 14, I actually used to be a really good turner. I could do like 4 or 5 turns on point, like whenever. It wasn't a big deal. And I would just like practice after class and be really playful about it. Like always be competing with myself, not with other people, just with myself. And I'd lost that totally when I started to focus so much more on technique and just doing everything right.
Yeah.
There's so much to think about in ballet class.
Yeah.
It was just getting too focused and intense for me.
I feel like it's really easy to
get
consumed by that.
Oh, yeah. As you get older especially, and you just want to like be the best at all these little things and take the nuances of ballet and technique, and then it just consumes you. And so I realized I need to start like almost playing games with myself, seeing how long can I hold this balance, and just not being afraid to mess up. That sounds like very cheesy, but I also had a teacher at one time that was like, something is cheesy because it just is what it is and you're not trying to cover it up. I was like, amen.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's good.
It just helped me to kind of like actually take in these cheesy sayings that a lot of times you just blow off. And so I just started to experiment. It just kind of reset the boundaries.
Yeah.
So I'm actually still in the process of like finding new boundaries and enjoying not knowing what my new boundaries are.
Yes.
Because every day I'm like, okay, it's here today, but maybe it'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my big aha. Like just
that's
be
huge.
playful.
That's like, I mean, I think that's like everything. I think that there are no limits to what you can do when you have a mindset like that. Because I mean, I think, and that's like what I was kind of saying when I first got here. Like when Abby, like when I first met her and she was like teaching me, and like that was like, you know, as an adult I thought, okay, well here I am, you know, 26 and basically like starting over. But it was like she never once was like, you can't do this because you're already this age, or you can't do this because you can't do this yet. Like it was never like you can't do anything. It was like she always expected the best from you, and like but in the most like supportive way. So I think if you can give that to yourself, like that's huge.
I think all of our progress really starts with us, and people can give us ideas all the time and point us in the right direction, but until you decide to take it on or believe that you can make a certain improvement, it's not going to happen for you. Like you've got to just believe it into existence almost, and then your efforts will back up that self-confidence.
Totally.
And then you'll get there.
Yeah, and it seems really easy, but it's
not easy.
It's hard to get to tell yourself that it's okay to be really good, or like you know what I mean? Like that can really hold you back. Yeah. Totally. So that's awesome that you're experimenting with that.
Yes. It's much more fun. I encourage you guys to try it as well. So we're done with the aha moments. We finished our 3. Yep. I hope you guys like this. Wow. We've been talking for a while. We already filmed the other video for Jana's channel, or Jana and Abby's channel. But yeah, so anyway, we'll stop that here, and I hope that maybe you guys will try implementing these aha moments. I know they're specific to us, but maybe it inspired you to kind of just be open-minded and, you know, try and find some aha moments for yourself, even if you want to like revisit ideas that have once been revolutionary for you in your technique in the past. Just kind of find some inspiration there and see what you can do. Don't be afraid to excel. You know?
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. All right, so I will sign off there, and be sure to check out. Wow, the English language is just not something really I have mastery of right now. Anyway, so we did film a video for Jana's channel where we shared our 5 things each that we can't live without for ballet class. It's quite fun to watch, or quite fun to film. I imagine what it's like to watch. It's like pretty great. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop fumbling over my words now, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles! Bye!